For some reason, instead of just directly going towards my stuff and getting it quickly, Shannon, I instantly had the suspicion that it wasn't going live. Had to check. Happy I did. Otherwise, I would have shown up again and did it that way. Oh goodness, Shannon, I'm feeling a lot of stuff as of late. How about you? Also, I feel it. Here we go. Okay, I'm back in a second. Indeed! And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me here again on another beautiful day. Another opportunity for us to celebrate the earth, to speak as the earth. No, to speak to the earth, as the earth, through the earth. Right now in this moment. Melty is probably loading up the wooden bong. I mean, I will. I'll have to crush the Mary Joannas first, and then probably add it to the bowl, and then 100%, dude. What a beautiful day indeed. Such a beautiful day to have you friends here with me. Like I thank you. Genuinely, I've been so in my head. Goodness, like I've been in my head about things that I thought I was over, and yet they come back. They do come back. Just when you think you've got it figured out, life is like, oh, actually, you actually don't know shit, by the way. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you, life. Thank you. Thank you, life. Isn't that nice? Thank you, friends, for showing me that I don't need to know everything. I just need to know of you. God, giving me blue hearts in this moment. Terpillus joining us as well, saying hello to all of you beautiful humans. Hope you are well. Sending infinite, peaceful, loving, and positive energy to each and every one of you. Mm. Thank you. Thank you for that, Terpillus. God, with a one day soon, I'm gonna make you laugh in person, melt more, and we will melt. Oh yes, dude. Like I imagine us almost like being like giddy schoolgirls. Like so flabbergasted of how beautiful the opportunity to see one another's faces, to see how we react, to see how we feel about things, to have conversations we already might have had before, but to be able to have them with one another in a way that we can have that immediacy. Like we are the generation of feedback, extreme feedback. Oh, I do thing. Now suddenly, the entire world is canceling me. So like we are more aware of feedback than I think any previous generation has been, and that definitely does influence the way we socialize. We do like our feedback, so I look forward to it, gobbledygoo. I mean, I can feel you here, right here in this moment with me, but to be able to see you as well is going to be quite surreal. Right on. Thank you for this beautiful greeting. Thank you, Brother Ryan, for thanking our beloved friend, for sharing this moment with us, for practicing yoga with me today. I felt like I was a yoga teacher today, for the first time. For like the actual first time, I was like, oh shit, oh fuck, guess I can do this. Guess I can actually do this, and it was a fun time, Brother Bay. Thank you for allowing me to. Still, I'm probably letting the ball right on. Thank you, friend. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Terpillars. We love you, friend. We love you. We care about you, and we appreciate you being in this space with us. Even if you aren't in this space always, when you are in this space, we notice you, friend. Your presence is unmistakable. Hey, talking about people who have unmistakable presences. We have Silver joining us, Kayana joining us, Icy Director even, and Kira Burp. So many beloved friends. Me too. My head entered me into a mental gymnastics tournament. What the heck? I never signed up for this. Me too. What the fuck, Gob? Why am I dealing with all of this stuff again? Huh? I didn't sign up for all of this stuff. Some of you, some of you have incarnated because you felt compassion. That is, you looked upon this 3D world and you saw it suffering, so you yearned to bring light to this dimension. Mm. Oh goodness, I want to read all of them for some reason. God, for you, dude. I feel like me and you, we might be going through the same trip, and I mean, we all might be going through the same trip right now. But the first one goes: You have been anointed with the ability to choose that which you would wish to perceive. Oh, oh damn it! Oh, damn it! Ah! Ah! That is a true one. Oh goodness, you have been anointed with the ability to choose that which you would wish to perceive. So maybe we did sign up for this. God, but I know I don't want to hear that. Damn it, universe! I didn't sign up for this, and it's like, yo, you did. I have your signature here. Oh yeah, all of the whack shit plus all of the not whack shit, all of the good stuff as well. And you were like, yeah, sign me up, chief. Both sides of the infinity, give it to me. Forget yourself for a moment. That is, forget your embodied existence and remember the transcendence of your awareness. You see, we incarnate because we feel there is something left undone. What are you here to do? Some of you have incarnated because you felt compassion. That is, you looked upon this 3D world and you saw it suffering, so you yearn to bring light to this dimension. You abide in a timeless state. You are not here against your will. You are experiencing the sensory realm of the third dimension. Your perspective is a product of your social learning. And all we can do is try to make ourselves smaller and smaller by labeling instead of believing that we are pure spirit. That's too real. That's too applicable to what I'm going through right now. Little book of things we're saying. I'm actually getting goosebumps. Damn it, the labeling of like, oh yes, so yes, I am this beautiful, full, more goosebumps, full person with all of these, personality traits and all of these loves and all of these, desires for the world and all of these dreams for what I could be and all of these conversations I've had with friends and loved ones. And instead of like acknowledging all of that, we laser focus on like one thing about ourselves. It looks like you're losing your hair. Shut the fuck up. No! No, 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 no. Please, little monkey. You don't know, dude. You don't know. Like our brain will literally use the most arbitrary, the most small-minded, the most stupid thing that it can find just to convince you that you are nothing. You know, that you are less, that you are unlovable. But you're not. You, you're not unlovable, friend. You're not. You know, no matter what it is you look like, no matter what it is you've done, no matter what it is you've experienced, what traumas might have come into your life, these things do not label you. You are unlabelable. You are the infinite, right? Like, how do you label something that is infinite? And you're like, Melt, you say it's infinite, but even that, even calling something infinite would be a fraction of what the actual infinity is, and that's the paradox of the infinity. Like, you are so worthy, friend, so worthy of love, so worthy of being communicated to. You know, this whole stream, it was actually shared, like it was an idea rather shared by Javan, where we were talking about the craziness of the fact that we're having a conversation over a digital medium right now, right? And technically we've been utilizing the materials on our planet, you know, the silicon, and I'm not going to go into the details, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, we're literally using the earth to make these devices, and then we've used the earth to make our networks as well, and then we are the earth communicating as the earth to the earth through the earth. And just like the surreality of the fact that what we're doing right now is, whew, it's quite something. It's something that we've never done before. It's a way of understanding our humanity, understanding one another that we haven't before. And I honestly hope that through this ultra interconnected, you know, stage of our existence, that we can uplift love as our core beliefs, as the thing that actually serves us, as the thing that we want to be realizing in the world, as the things we want to communicate as the earth to ourselves, right? Like, the earth doesn't hate us. I mean, it might be a little bit angry at us. Sorry, Mama Gaia. It's not my. I mean, it's partly my fault, but it's not fully my fault. I promise. I'm trying. I'm trying. I am trying. We are all trying. Thank you, friends, for trying, friends. So much love to you. Again, love to you, Guyana. IT director with Where Are You, Bro? Positive energy is all yours. Where are you, bro? Positive energy is all yours. I don't know if it's all mine, friend. I think it's all of ours. Like, we both have the capacity to have positive energy and negative energy. But positive energy and negative energy are just two poles of the same thing, energy, you know. And it's just which side of the infinity we want to lean into at any which moment. I live in South Africa, if you're curious. I have beautiful little florals opening up and washing me with the most pleasant of smells. I have a sun gently setting on the side of me. I have a tree, two trees technically above me right now. They're mildly interlapping. Interlapping? Lapping over one another? Yes. English is not my first language. You're doing fine. Don't worry. A silver! Today's message from Brillian. Do you know about the misty interruptions of the live TV program in 1977? No, Silver. No, I'm gonna be honest. I do not know the live TV program that went down in 1977 when my dad was a 7-year-old boy. Like, fortunately, I don't know, maybe it would have been really good for me to be there, but unfortunately, I do not know what you're talking about. God Nugget, the miracle of the mind is that you get to perceive the world as it isn't. That resonates, my guy. What a trip. Hmm? What a trip that is. The miracle of the mind is that you get to perceive the world as it isn't. I mean, it's a dual-edged sword, though, isn't it, Gob? Because you can perceive the world as hateful and small and angry and out to get you, or you can perceive the world as in favor of you, you know, supporting you, taking care of you. And I guess you can perceive it as complete indifference as well, if you really wanted to. That is a good one. I do like that, Gob. Kind of makes you think. Thank you so much. Peace, love, peace, peace to you as well. Thank you, Silver. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. I wonder if Uncle Beck is going to join us. Aunt B is joining us. I thought you had wings and horns, but I just the tree behind you. Yes. Yes, I don't have wings and horns. No. No, I don't. I'm just a human, right? Right? I mean, yes, I mean, of course, I'm just a human being. Earth. I am Earth. I am made of Earth. I live on Earth. I'm breathing Earth. I am smoking marijuana Earth. The Earth, friends. The Earth. You know, I watched Everything Everywhere all at the same time yesterday. What an interesting movie. So many of the things that they were exploring in that movie is stuff that we've kind of alluded to in these streams, and to be able to see it in a way that is so well depicted, it's like it's an understanding that gets shown to you in a visual medium. And me and Ryan got to have this conversation about, I don't know if we necessarily had the conversation directly, but we kind of got to the point of psychedelics, and how that movie is in and of itself almost like a psychedelic experience to watch. And to me, that is just again proof of these things that me and my friends have been saying about like drugs, or the way that the little molecule in and of itself looks and the way that it interacts with your body is almost like code. It's like a computer. And now we're moving into the age where computers is our most consumed drug, and we're going to continue into that. And you can see it as something that's negative, or you can see it as something that is conscious expanding, because instead of having to have a psychedelic experience with a shaman taking you through a story, oh, imagine if you are more than just this person. What if there are multiple versions of you out there in the infinity somewhere? What if there is like, you can go through a story, you can be what we call a psychedelic influence, and in being that, you can help people gain access to certain parts of themselves, certain understanding, certain feelings. And now, instead of having to go through a psychedelic experience, which can be, usually is difficult, we can do so through a movie. We can experience a certain understanding, a certain lesson, a certain trip, if you want to call it that, through a movie. And to think what that might be doing, to humanity, because like the nature of a psychedelic experience is it's very personalized. It's like having the ultimate movie play to you as yourself. You know, it's a whole trip. It's a really it's a goodness. You learn a lot about yourself, but it can be difficult and it can be inaccessible. Now you can download or live stream the experience straight to yourself through this thing we call the internet. And our planet, we weren't the first ones to come up with the internet. Maybe in the way that it is right now, we came up with it, but the internet as an understanding, as an interconnectivity between different organisms or different computers, has been done by nature for millions of years. The way that mycelium connects with themselves, is very much like a brain structure. The way that mycelium connects different tree roots to different trees and then creates a whole network over an entire forest floor is very much like an internet of things. Like there's a bunch of things, and these things connect to this central network. We're not breaking the rules of our universe by doing what it is we're doing right now. We've just figured out how to do it in a way where we can speak to the earth through the earth as the earth. It's like, oh goodness, it is so surreal. And if you want to think of it in the context of these trees that have these, networks of mycelium networks underneath them, these trees can elude or warn the other trees that there's an incoming threat. Like there's some sort of sickness that plagues the tree, or some sort of pest on the outskirts of the trees that start to, like, wreak havoc. So the trees on the inside of the forest start to produce defense mechanisms against the incoming threat because they have like a pre-warning. They know that there is something coming because there are nodes connected to this network that has an extension of themselves and can teach them things about their environment before they have to learn the lesson, so that they can learn the lesson and prepare themselves so that when that lesson comes, they'll already know the answer to it. And we're doing that as humans now. But we're so much more like complicated when it comes to our way of thinking and our way of expressing ourselves, to the point where instead of it just being a lesson that comes to a person and then they know what the answer is, they get to hear that lesson and it makes sense to them in a completely unique way. All of their life experience, all of their traumas, all of their wins, all of that stuff is always with you, and it comes up and it informs you in a way that you get to make more informed decisions on the way that you want to live your life. Nothing can take power away from us. We can only give ourselves more power. Or we can give away our power. Those are the options. There's no lack of power in any of it. Because ultimately, your power is your ability to be aware. No matter what the experience, the power you have is the ability to be aware of it. And you can be aware of experiences even if it's only you. If you want to think about it as the earth, right? And a network. You have a whole network inside of yourself as the earth that has a whole experience as the earth. It has a heartbeat, has a rhythm of breath, has an oscillation of brain frequency, has a constantly replacing bone and muscle system and skin system. Layers of yourself. Like right now in this moment, you have multiple skin layers going deeper and deeper and deeper into your body. And as these skin layers get produced on the deepest level, they push the rest of them up as these individual little platelets. And then as they get pushed up, you just like shed these little micro skin platelets constantly. Constantly, giving pieces of the earth back, to the point where in 7 to 10 years, you have literally replaced yourself completely. You are not only not the same person on an emotional and spiritual level, but you are not even the same person on what you were made of. The very stuff that you thought you were is no longer what you are. And yet you are still the same thing. Earth. It's such a trip. It's such a trip how we're just going through this experience, not acknowledging the power that we've been given. How beautiful just the experience of being alive right now is. To be able to have this experience. What the raw? What the raw? I cannot even fathom. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And this is like the start of it. This is the start of how much power we've allowed ourselves. And to be born in this age, like, and there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Oh goodness. So much stuff to be angry about. So much stuff to lament, so much stuff to feel what the fuck humanity, about. And yet this moment. This moment is what you have control over. You get to choose how you feel about it. What are you on? I want to make sure my kids don't try any. I did smoke some marijuana, friend, and I had some coffee before. So, yeah, recommend your kids don't drink coffee already as a thing. And I also highly recommend your kids don't smoke marijuana. Like I would recommend, if I recommend it at all, that you only smoke marijuana after you turn 25. I might be a hypocrite, but that is what I would recommend if I was to recommend anything. Thank you for asking, though, friend, and for making sure the kids are safe. I do resonate with that message. So many beautiful souls here, Gab and Birdie and Derp and Ryan. AK, anyone else I missed? So much love to you guys. To y'all. Thank you for joining us, Eden. So much love to you as well. Agreed. Thank you, Wash. I appreciate your concern for the kids as well, friend. Timely cut said this guy. Thank you, friend. I mean, maybe I am. Like, if anything, I'm not saying I'm right about any of this. What I'm making noises. I'm making noises in a sequence of noises, and then you elicit meaning from that. That is the power of you, Fred. I'm just some person, dude. I mean, I'm sitting on the floor because of gravity. You know, if no gravity, I was just like phew, fly out of space, you know, like just straight up lose complete attachment with reality. But no, here I am, bound to the laws of physics, just as you are, drinking water because I'm 70% water and I need to retain my waterness. It is all surreal, friend. I mean, maybe I'm tripping out about ordinary things, but I think the most ordinary things are the things we get so used to, and we get used to it because it's the most present. But the very presence that we are is the thing that we're here for. So it's this, like, yeah, it's ordinary, but if you can't enjoy the ordinary, do you deserve to enjoy anything at all? And you'll find if you can't enjoy the ordinary, it's very hard enjoying anything at all. So I'm, and if anything, just encouraging you, friends. Thank you for listening, for trying, at least to bear with me. Talk about. Thank you, Fred. Space. I love you too. These mods deleting anything, even slightly negative. Nice. Waj, I mean, you can be negative all you want, Fred. I mean, I'm reading your message right now. So I don't think, at least as far as I know, like usually some of them come through. I'm okay with the hate comments. I even read them out loud because I'm open to it, right? If you can, the real thing that I hope for really is that you actually say something to me that shakes me to my core. You know, I want you to say something to me that really makes me question my life, my decisions, my choices, the reason I get up in the morning. Please say something like that to me. Show me on the right path. I'm more than willing to abandon everything that I believe in if you can show me a better way. But at the moment, I've tried a lot of ways, friend, and believing in the love of myself and of this moment, believing that love is the truth, right? Like whatever you're going through right now, that there is truth and love in that. And to think about all of the bad stuff that we've been through and how much we have grown from that stuff, how powerful we are as beings right now because of the difficulties we've been through and how we reacted in that moment and how we get to choose to react going forward. It's all love. It's all because you are love and you wouldn't experience anything that you don't want to experience from that love. Please teach me otherwise, friend. You know, I'd be more than willing to listen to your opinion. So there's a Finland. Why is there no Beginland? Hmm. Why is there no Beginland? Thank you, Fred. I love that. Nice scarf. Haven't seen those in the men's department. I don't think they sell them just like regularly. I mean, I've been looking for more scarves, but I don't see people selling them. This one was actually a gift from a friend called Merman. Technically from Stephanie, Merman's girlfriend, but look at that. I mean, it has a pattern, but it's a little bit difficult to see. It is beautiful though. So vibrant, so powerful. Just above rooted. 15 days in Nigeria wholly altered my perception of reality. Oh yes, the culture. The culture shock where you're like, holy, what the, my life is insanely good. Mm? Yes, Professor Goo. It is a whole trip, brother babe. And I feel more people need to have that trip. And I think maybe going into the future, we'll have more access than ever. So there is hope. All truly amazing people. No, you, Terpillus. You only see that which you are, friend. Thank you for the thank you for the hello, Moon. Love to you as well. Yeah, that explains a lot. Wash. I mean, that's not how it works, friend. But thank you for your enthusiasm nonetheless. Knick knack, paddywhack, throw a dog a bone. 2,000 oops at a time. My bacon feeling fine. Yes, old dog. I vibrate. Thank you for joining me, friend. Well, yes, it's a simulation. It's a projection more than I feel a simulation, right? Like we tell ourselves a story, like things are, and then we tell ourselves a story about how they are, and then that becomes our reality. So it's almost like a simulation, as in you are simulating what's going on when there is just going on, and you make a simulation out of that. So it's a whole trip. It's a whole trip. It's such an experience to learn, and I feel that is really the juice out of this experience, because you're learning. You're actively learning, constantly growing, constantly adjusting the weights, constantly, doing this little thing and then seeing how it influences you, and then doing this little thing and then being like, oh, and then trying this and then being like, yeah, interesting, and then doing this, and it's a constant growth process, and every single thing you do becomes a part of you. So, oh, the infinity. It's this moment by moment growth process, and the more you do it actively, consciously, the more you pay attention to the lessons you're constantly being taught, the better you get at it, the better life becomes. Diana, good morning to you. So much love to you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Nice shirt. Thank you, friend. Good morning, Shannon. Thank you for the love, Diana. So beautiful. Thank you for the old thing upvote, Professor Goo. How's your weekend going? Really good. That makes no sense. Well, you only hear that which you are, friend. Like as I said before, I'm making sounds. These sounds are vibrating your eardrums, right? Like by a whole process that we don't have to go into right now. Then these sounds, the frequencies in which they fall, and then the words that you elicit from them, have certain places in your brain. Almost like I think of it, a way to describe it is like buckets, but I think of it as branches instead. Like you have this little branch within your brain where all of these little words are attached, and all of these words grow into larger, branches. Well, like little leaves. Maybe like each each word is a leaf, and then a stick becomes like an idea, and then a whole branch becomes like a feeling, and then a whole, thick branch and the main root becomes an understanding at the most fundamental level. So the branches that you have grown in your life is where these words kind of find their places, like growing these little branches, and if you hear something that you haven't heard before, you might realize that you have this whole little branch system, and you know where this little group of leaves or this little group of, larger sticks and branches, kind of like reside. And maybe on that little stick and branches, there's beautiful fruits, fruits of joy, fruits of experience, fruits of love, or beautiful flowers that you can see and you can appreciate, and you can kind of have a sense of awe and wonderment just being able to look at a flower, and that is, and now where that little branch is. And after you've discovered that branch and you've discovered that fruit and you've seen that flower, it never goes away. It's always a part of you, and it already is there within you as well. We just haven't done the work to grow all of these branches. We haven't done the work to look that far, to experience that much, to be that open, to just be open, instead of believing that we know anything, to be open to the fact that we don't. Not actually at all. And we can learn, and that's the beauty of it. Like, as soon as you acknowledge that you don't know anything, that is when you actually start learning, because you're like, oh shit, I don't know, so please teach me. Tell me. Thank you. I hope you're doing also. Thank you for this love, Shannon, so much. Love to you as well. Yes, it does. Love to you, friend. Thank you. Trees can't speak to trees on the opposite side of the world. That's what I said, friend. I said in a tree network. It's like a fungus. I think it's called honey something? Honeycaps? Honeycap fungus, right? Like the fruiting bonnie is like a honeycap mushroom. And then this little mycelium network. The actual fungus is the network underneath the the surface layer, and then the fruits, the little mushrooms, are just like the fruits, an apple on a tree, and then it like disperses spores, and then it rots and it goes back into the ground. But the actual organism is a network, little lines, little brain cells, little neurons, little synapses connected to one another, and then they're like expanding into this tree network, and then they're connecting tree root systems to themselves, and they can like extract more nutrients from the actual soil than the trees can with their normal roots. So they extract nutrients from the soil, giving it to the tree roots, and in turn the tree roots give them like chemicals or like sugars, and then the fungus, gains from that. It's a codependent relationship. It's wild, and you can Google this stuff. You're like, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. That you can go and Google it. That's how it works. And it's already happening, and they know about you. Like if you're walking on the surface in a forest floor and there's mushrooms growing underneath those root systems, they can pinpoint how you're stepping. They're like, there's an entity above us. They know you. Melina, the freaking Melina joining us. Thank you for joining us, Melina. So much love to you, friend. I'm having such a good time today's stream. I was so in my head, so in my head. Oh, goodness. Judgeful, hateful of myself again. And then I stopped as soon as we came into the stream. We just acknowledge what we are, and it helps me. Melina, love to you. Oh, our trees living in a tin can in space. I mean, you're not listening to the full picture, friend. The way it is on Earth right now, we have these networks in our tree systems. That's how it works on Earth right now. They don't connect all over the world with itself, and that's where we have kind of like transcended them in a lot of ways. But in a immediate community network, they can communicate to one another. I'm taking some lions tomorrow. Lucky fish. I hope you have an amazing time, Alita. Have the most beautiful time, friend. Do let me know how it was. You said pictures of their baby trees to the opposite side of the world. Imagine. Would they? No, I don't think they would. They might send understanding. Like again, core ideas, core understandings of what's going on, how they should adapt. But I don't think they would be sending baby pictures of their little trees. Maybe their little trees would come up with like sick ideas, and they'd be like, my kid was such a freaking little genius, dude. He has such a thick root system, and he's only like 50 years old. What a little dude he is. It would be beautiful though, wouldn't it? Shannon, the theme will be letting go and forgiveness. Forgiveness. I forgive myself for all of the stupid stuff I've done. I forgive myself for the people that I've hurt. I forgive myself for not loving myself enough sometimes. I forgive myself for the mean things I say about myself. I forgive myself for finding more fault than I try to find beauty. I forgive myself for not being open to experiences that will help me grow, choosing instead to stay closed and not. I forgive myself. I want it's hard to forgive, but I forgive myself. I forgive myself for being short tempered sometimes, for getting caught up. I forgive myself for not forgiving myself like this sooner. We forget that we have so much power to say things to ourselves as the earth to the earth. And I did this today. I was so in my head about regaining some weight, you know, I was like looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, hey, dude, I love you. You are beautiful. You are okay. You are perfect just the way you are. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. You know, and I actually felt better for it. You can forgive yourself. You can love yourself, friend. Always. Don't forget that power. Whoop whoop! I'm melting more of Patreon. Diana, thank you, friend. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. It's gonna be beautiful. I can guarantee the Patreon is such a passion project for me. I get to make flowers. Who would have guessed? You know, I get to make flowers. I take noise, and then I'm like, and then I'm like, look at the flower. What a flower! You like the flower? It's so wonderful. Thank you, Diana. I hope you enjoy them as much as I enjoy making them. Great thieves. Forgiveness is a tough. Self forgiveness is the true process of healing. It is, and it feels healing. It's so beautiful. I forgive myself for not forgiving myself. That one is true, David. Oh, so much love to you. Thank you, Melita, for forgiving yourself. Namaste. Namaste. To you, Remo. I was just like, just as just as an arbitrary amount of time, right? I was just talking to Adam and I told him that you were in the stream. Yeah, like there's like multiple, like message, and then a date stamp, and then message, and then a date stamp, and then message, and a date stamp, message, date stamp. Oh, Adam, have you seen Adam again, Remo? Do let me know, friend. How are you doing? So much love to you. Thank you for joining us again. Amen, Remo. Thank you for the love, Shannon. Meowdy to you, Savina. Thank you for joining us. It's been great. Had a half day Friday and spent it with my mom. Spent the day yesterday kayaking and watching Burbs with Jovan, and today so far just relaxing and loving my animals. How cozy, how beautiful. Thank you for sharing that fractal with us, Kayana. I have indeed. I saw him a couple of times this week. Sick. He's alive. He's well. Do tell me. I'm sorry to speak about Adam. I want to know about you, Remo. You know what? Adam is in a whole trip of his own. How are you doing, Remo? How's life been treating you? How are you, dude? Like, how's Zimbabwe right now? I am so disconnected from media. I'm like, with the world, things are happening. Nobody told me. I still, and of course, nobody's gonna tell you. You live in the middle of nowhere. Nobody told me. Nobody told me. Question: where are you in relation to a map in South Africa, friend? In the middle of nowhere on a little farm, close to a little farmer's town called Groblersdal in Mpumalanga in South Africa. Well, this is spider on your head. Like, I hope he doesn't, like start making a nest. As long as he's like just walking about, he's probably gonna go somewhere else very soon. He'll be fine. Yep, a big one. I think he's gonna be chillis. Buenos dias, amigos. Love to you, friends. Do you like chocolate milk? I do not like chocolate milk, but do I regularly consume chocolate milk? I don't think I have in. Oh goodness, it's almost been like 2 years at this point. Technically, a year and like 10 months, but you can round it up. So yeah. How about you, friend? You like chocolate milk? No worries, I'm good. I'm doing well. I can't complain about anything. I'm happy to hear that. I'm from Joburg. I'm currently staying in Pretoria. Oh, what? You currently are staying in Pretoria. So what you're saying to me, Remo, is that Adam is not in Zimbabwe right now? Bruh. Is that what you're saying? And if you're staying in Pretoria, maybe I can like check you out, dude. I'm coming to Pretoria on the 3rd of June. I'm probably gonna stay for a while. I don't know. He is not. I don't even know that, dude. Like that's how little I know right now, Remo. I'm okay. Good for him. Good for Adam. Like he's probably seeing some friends right now. I don't even know. who lives at the commune anymore. I think Duncan. Duncan might still be living at the commune. I don't know if Keelan does. No, Keelan doesn't anymore. Oh, really? Yeah, I would love that. You're welcome to come past my place anytime. Thank you so much, Remo. Maybe I will, friend. Christian is going to be my ride. Do you know Christian? If you know Adam, you might know Christian. I don't know when you met Adam, but like, I'm going to go and stay with Christian actually. I'm negative all the time and never get my message deleted because I'm not an ass at the same time. Exactly, Sabina. You can be authentic. You can be like, hard hitting with your questions. That is completely open. But if you're just going to be like, uh, poop, then we're gonna be like, no, please stop throwing the poop, monkey. And then you're gonna, no, I'm gonna throw poop. And then I'm like, okay, no, monkey, come on. Right, but if you're gonna sit down and be like, and then I'll be like, Yossi, that is a good question, human being. Thank you for using your words. Right? So yeah, that's the point, Fred. That's what we're trying to do here. We want to keep the space clean as much as we can. I don't actually. He went to high school together. We have been mates for a long time. How does one make their life a meditation? You just constantly pay attention to your breathing, Remo. That is how you make life a meditation. It's the most difficult meditation there is, and yet it is good. Right? We're like, damn it, this dude fucking knows. knows something. Something. I know how to breathe, at least. I can give myself that pat on the back. Mic drop. Thank you, Uncle Becky. It's like she got to, inspire me to share some love as well. Or at least some spice. However you want to see it. My brother just came back from a trip in your neck of the woods, and he's in love with the area and the people. We might lose him to the place. Oh, beautiful! That's actually wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Eden. I'm happy that he had a good time and that he's that inspired by it. Get him to give me a bell whenever, wherever I was. I will take. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it, Sofina. The love is true. Thank you for the silver. Why, Weld? Whew. I appreciate that, friend. So you have 11 in your username. I used the number 11 3 times in yesterday's work of art, adding little fractals. So I appreciate you giving some silver. Love is truth. Love is truth, Jennifer. Jennifer. Love is true, friend. So true. Thank you for joining us, Lisa. I appreciate you being here as well. Is that a Jovan? No, it can't be. Not impossible. That is a good reference to the cognitive function of the brain. That is how I think about it, friend. That's the best way that I've allowed myself to visualize the way I think. Because I think it becomes easier to think if you understand why you're thinking things in a certain way. And you can notice where certain experiences, certain thought patterns, certain fruits and flowers that you don't like smelling or eating. These flowers, produce an extremely potent stank odor to attract all of the flies of insecurity to start licking your face. So you don't really want to be spending time on this branch, looking around, exploring that part of yourself. You can, it's still there. We're not pretending it's not, but we just do not want to stay there. It's not fun. It's not so much fun. But not as much as I love you. Thank you for the love on B, sending love. So much love to you as well, friend. Twaffle, thank you for joining us, friend. Those are Tarantala. The lucid guy himself? Yash, thank you for joining us, friend. It's so nice having you here. Thank you for the silver, Jennifer. Thank you for the silver, friend. So much love to you. Could you all imagine a little pollen polluted bee fart? Yes, yes, I can. And because he's so small, and like I'm breaking some rules, like he doesn't have ass cheeks, so he can't exactly fart. But there, if there is like a gust of air that has to be originated from even like a different universe opening up momentarily. And then, shooting these little pieces of pollen, like, and I'm imagining like a super macro lens getting nice up and close, and then seeing these little pollens, create some turbulence with this little bee fart. Thank you. I appreciate that on the. Oh goodness, I think I missed a few of them. Place any time. I don't actually. We went to high school meditation. I love that actually. How do you comfort suffering? I'm learning the practice of non-attachment, but I feel like sometimes I just push it away and I don't actually face it. How do we deal with suffering? How do we confront suffering? Spend time with yourself. I think you had both answers in your comment, and I really thought about that. Like you said that you're practicing non-attachment, and at the same time, it feels like you're avoiding the issue, or you're not actually facing it. So that's how you face it. You spend time with yourself. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour a day, no distraction, no music, no eating, no na 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 na, just sitting and spending time with yourself. I feel that's the best way to address suffering, because you notice that it's you. Like, even if there's nothing else, there's nothing to be bothered by, there's nothing to be drawn out by, there's nothing to project your consciousness towards, there's just you. And then you realize that you're the one that creates the suffering. You spend enough time with it that you stop doing it to yourself. And brother Isaac joining us as well. It's a hard one to face, friend. It is. Spending time with yourself is the best way to overcome anything. Lida, thank you so much, my friend. I just took 4 of my new THC. That message. That's the start of that message. Is so no 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 no. Have a good time, Isaac. Thank you, my friend. It really chased a high. I'm normally the guy that takes a hit or two and then forgets about the bowl. So here we go. I mean, edibles, dude. Okay. Have a good time. Blessings upon an Isaac on his beautiful journey. All the answers are inside of us already. That it is. You don't have to seek anywhere other than yourself. Thank you, sir. I don't do that enough. So many distractions, and I'm always trying to reach those heights after chasing them. And I think it's maybe not the way to go. It's okay to do both. You can chase heights. You can go and look for the most beautiful of experiences, but also realize at the same time that you can have beautiful experiences just with yourself. Walking on a street, maybe you see a tree. You can have a beautiful experience just with that, without having a distraction, without having a screen, without having a thing to eat, without having anything. You can just have a good time with that experience. And I genuinely feel it even makes the distractions more beautiful. Like, you get to be even more present and more appreciative of the distractions, because you notice just how much depth you have to have love in an ordinary experience as well. time dilation, warms you up. You're getting completely melted. You're experiencing a moment, but instead of the moment being just a moment, the moment is a moment. Right? Right? Not right? I think that might be the way to go. Try it and let me know, friend. That's the way. I woke up like I'm not saying I know anything, but if you try it for yourself, and as it's not like I'm being like you pay me $1, 11 cents a month, and then all of these things will work for you. No, no, you just get to do them. That's just you just get to experience life. Yeah, that's no pain, just you with all of the power in your hands. Swamp squeal. Woke up today and shows danger. They really large bills too, so I just downloaded the freaking Breakfast of Champions. Oh, Isaac, good luck, my brother bear. You're gonna have a fun time. Sometimes we do that to ourselves, and you're gonna realize just what an experience marijuana can be. Try meditating and like get into the really conscious breathing. If you're experiencing some stuff, you're gonna have a good time. Isaac, you're about to have a drive day, my friend. Oh yes. Oh, you actually have the cute shaman instrument. I do believe that. It's the first time you're seeing it. Goodness, I've had it for a while now. Thank you. I'm so happy. I think I've had it for 15 days, so like 2 weeks now. It's been such a cool time playing with it. That's an instrument. It's so cool. What's it called? It's called a jaw harp. A little jaw harp. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and you get better at it the more you do it. Like, and that's one of those instruments that are kind of forgiving as well. Like the bass sound is like, and then you can create depth. You create you are technically the instrument. That thing is just the frequency that you add to it. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, you are at the bed. That's how beautiful friends. Thank you for the love, Isaac. You have so many people wishing you luck. They're going to hold you in our minds, sending you good vibes as you're going through this experience. You're going to be so fine. I recently saw a passion flower, passiflora flower in my neighbor and was very surprised. I didn't know that it grows here. Even so, I appreciate and touched it a bit and just said, "You're beautiful." Thank you for saying that. I don't know if you saw the day 3 work of art that I did on the Patreon. I Instead of just making it a work of art, I made a little story. So it's one photo, one post of the actual flower, a little triangle flower, and then it's another post of like a black sky, and then these 3 beings leaning over something. And then the story goes, 3 aliens lean over a flower. Looking down, they say, the first says, "Do you think it knows it's beautiful?" The second one says, "Do you think it knows we're looking at it?" The third one says, "Do you think there are flowers elsewhere in the universe more beautiful than this one?" And then, because of the 2 posts, you're seeing what the aliens are seeing, this tri flower, and you're also seeing what the flower is seeing, these 3 aliens looking over it. So, in and of itself, the first 2 questions are answered by, do you think it knows it's beautiful? You can see it's beautiful for yourself. Do you think it knows that we're looking at it? It's looking at them, and it can see them as it can see them as beautiful as well. And then the third one, do you think there are more beautiful flowers elsewhere in the universe? It's just the fact that we as aliens are looking at it, and we have flowers that you can argue are even more beautiful than the flower that I'd made in our universe. So, to all of the questions, God says yes. And I was like, yes, thank you for the inspiration. It was so beautiful. And I like being able to share stuff like that when it comes up like that. It is such a blessing. I'm feeling terrific so far today. Feeling lots of energy. I'm so happy to hear that, Shannon. You deserve every bit of it. I had to look up that flower mouth. What a gorgeous flower. It makes me so happy to be able to share it. Love that, Shannon. So beautiful. I love giving hope. I love that your baby hides when it hears something. She's a character. No, good job, much, much. Love her to bits. Eyebrows and all. I wrap mine in my Doda boba wrap. I don't know what a boba wrap is, but I'm guessing it's a type of blanket. Thank you. I don't think she would enjoy me wrapping her up. She doesn't mind getting tucked in, but she doesn't. I don't. Well, I don't know. I've never tried to burrito roll her or something. I'm good, thank you. How are you? I'm alive and I'm breathing, and I've met a wonderful lady, and we connected so well. I guess I just want to get closer and closer to God. The closest you can be to God is by being by yourself. I know you know, and I know you know that I know that you know. But we can experience a depth of love for someone, that shows us the depth of love that we have available to us, that we can elicit, we can experience. And it's you experiencing the depth of that love. Like that is the truth at the end of the day. So this experience you're having, instead of creating an attachment to this is how it should be, this is how it will be, this will be our life together, this is when we're gonna move in together. No, 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 no. All of these stories, these attachments. Realize that you are in this moment, Remo, learning how to grow your depth of loving, and that you are the depth, you are the tree that you are experiencing right now, you are those branches of beautiful intoxicating oxytocin flowers where you're like, love me, melt me, murder me, I'll be okay because I'm loved, right? Like that crazy mindset that we get into. It's beautiful, but you're learning right now to elicit that from yourself. Don't become attached to the person as that, because they're not. It's you. You're just allowing yourself to experience the love of God because you are God loving something. But you can love yourself that way. You should be loving yourself that way. Does anyone know if ducks can eat sunflower seeds? They love them, I believe, Isaac. Better sunflower seeds than white bread. Guess I could use the Googles, but you're here now. I think it should be good. I Googled for you. Yes, Isaac. There we go. Thank you, Diana. Sick. I just was starting to bring some offerings to Mama Duck, and I've got some unsalted shelled seeds. She is a lucky girl, dude. She's gonna enjoy them. I'm pretty sure because they're high in fats as well, so they're gonna be great for her. High in nutrients for a low volume. Oh my goodness, you're incredible. No, you, Isaac. No, you, friend. I know you know, you know. Oh, Remo. Just look in the mirror, my beautiful friend. That's the way. You guys are so beautiful. I appreciate you all so much. As we do you, Remo. Thank you for joining us here, friend. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for the questions you're asking, the things you're saying. I feel like you are helping me gain depth in myself as well. So you're helping me reach branches. I'm in that branch with you, and I'm like, oh, cool branch, huh? You want one of these apples? You're like, yeah, but that's hard for me to reach. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, dude. Here you go. Here you go. Have some apples. The biggest thing is just to worry about situations that aren't happening. Jazzy and I were talking about it yesterday. We're both people that felt that we aren't getting married until much, much older. Worrying about situations that aren't happening. What a beautiful point that is, Isaac. We get so caught up. Oh, when I was 5 years old, I had the dream of owning a house, a car, a wife, and 7 children by the age of 18. And here I am. Oh, fuck. 25 years old and I don't have all of these things. Like, what have I done so wrong that my 5-year-old self couldn't predict reality? Right? Yeah, things that aren't happening. Like we don't know anything. And I think everything happens in the order and the way that it's supposed to. And the only thing that we can really do is take control in this moment over how it is we feel about that. And in doing so, everything changes around it. So thank you for sharing that, Isaac. Oh, beautiful. What's not happening? Yeah, don't worry about what's not happening. Oh, Joe, so much love to you, friend. Oh, I think that's another one. But we didn't worry about the what if it goes bad. So we also didn't sit there and go, what if we get married? We handled every situation as it came, and the love showed brightly. So we had no questions. Isaac, that's the way, friend. That is the way. Don't worry about what's not happening. There are more things to be alarmed by than there are things to be harmed by. And so we suffer more in mind than we do in actuality. Stoic philosophy, dude. Yeah, these dudes knew 2,000 years ago. They were like, yeah, actually, it's all in your head. Tune the people. No running water, like horrible sanitation, probably. No medicine. Oh goodness, you get sick, you probably die. You get a cut, probably just die. And they're like, yeah, it's actually just all in your head. All of this nonsense, all of this suffering, it's you. It's you doing it to yourself. Ah, and even the like most wealthy of them knew this, and then the most crazy of them, went into complete renunciation of like the physical, and just went into this stoic mode of, yes, nothing, nothing, but this, literally to the point where he doesn't wear clothes, doesn't even like live anywhere, lives with the dogs, renounces even a bowl that he was like carrying around to get food in. What a mad lad. Like when it was 11:11, it still is 55% battery on my phone as well right now, and we have 5 people watching on the YouTube. So I'm synchronicity to share. We can ruin good things worrying about how it's going to go bad. We put ourselves through bad things worrying about it's going to get better. Handle that real folks. Yeah, that's beautiful, Isaac. I couldn't agree more. We're manifestors, whether we know it or not, that we are. And all we have to do now is acknowledge that we're that powerful. That we are, in fact, manifesting. Manifestors of our immediate, of our future, and even of our past reality right now. Like we can think about our past and lament about it, and in doing that, we are manifesting that past again for ourselves right now. Being like, oh yeah, where? Let me check this route. Yeah, this one is real painful. Am I gonna put all this dirt on my face or something? T minus 12 minutes to blast off. Just I'm gonna keep going, dude. You got this. Belief generates manifestations. Yeah. The universe can only give you that which you believe you deserve. Take that as you will. Believe it or not, the universe can only give you that which you believe you deserve. If the universe is like, here you go, have an apple, and you're like, no, thank you, I don't deserve apples. The universe is gonna be like, okay, fucking weird. The universe can only give you that which you believe you deserve. The universe offers you apples, Be willing to believe. Okay, I can have apples. Sure. Thank you, universe. I was reading some things from the Upanishads, and I listened to the Bhagavad Gita audiobook, and I was just astounded by how much wisdom and how relevant those teachings are to this day. That is the beauty of it. All of these teachings, like this moment, I'm not pretending to know things that you friends don't know, but we're sharing in a way that we can experience things together. And I honestly believe that I'm not smart enough, that all that enough to come up with some of the things that we say in the stream sometimes. Like if it wasn't for you friends joining me in this and sharing perspective and sharing questions and answers to things that I'm asking, and then me being willing enough to receive information as I'm speaking, instead of like trying to articulate in a way that I'm going to be like planning out what I'm going to say for the next 50 minutes, like writing a script for these streams. Goodness, I can't even imagine. So it's a flow. It's a flow, and you friends are part of that flow. Like I'm Melt, you're more. Melt more. The infinity. Back and forth. Every day. Sharing light. So bright that it melts. It melts the layers of our ego away, and we're just aware. We're in this moment again. We're present. We're loving. We're trying to find the beauty in all of it. The law of attraction, you receive what you put out into the universe. That it is. I learned so much from all of you beautiful people, as we're learning from you, Rima. Thank you, friend, for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you here. We look forward to it. Couldn't y'all imagine a little pie? I followed the one. You are a beautiful soul. No, you, Jennifer. You only see that which you are. You only see that which you are. You cannot see something in me that you aren't yourself. Like you would not be able to see it. It's like, like if you grew up and your parents never told you what a tree was and kept you in a locked box, never seeing a tree, and then you go out into the world and you're like and you won't understand what it is you're looking at, and then another person walks out next to you and looks at you looking at this tree spazzing out, and it's like that's just a tree. It You can see it because you know what that is. You can see it because you know what that is. You are that, friend. You are that. Good day. I forgive myself daily. I do my best not to beat myself up every time, up on everything or anything. Thank you, Molly. I forgive myself for beating myself up for everything and anything. Me too. I'm from South Africa. From us, my friend. What part of the world are you from, Remo? From South Africa. A homie close by. We might even see one another if I go to Pretoria. I've gotten a little better about this, and I'm so proud of you for being conscious of it so you can let it go. Thank you, Aunt B, for the encouragement. Bro, what's your dog's name? Her name is Peppy. Peppy Longstockings! Peppy Longstockings! She has these little, you might be able to see. What, you don't want me to hold on to your footsies? There you go. Shamash, shamash. Her name is Pippi Longstocking. She looks like she has like little white socks up until her elbows, I guess. And they're really adorable. So my sister called her Pippi Longstockings, and it stuck. Yash says, I bought instant hot chocolate from Woolworths. It's good stuff. The little sachet types or like a scooping type. Yash. Oh, sweet. Enjoy the cooling down of the weather in Ohio, USA, and the southern states of North California, though. Like it's getting a little bit warmer on that side, I believe. It's been weird, right, Remo? Like the weather has been kind of strange. It's not been a traditional winter, not the way that I've experienced before, at least. Your dog has socks. My cat has a helmet. We are not the same. I know, Isaac. I do not. I hope you don't live in the UK, as it must be out of date by now. Woolworths closed well over a decade ago. Okay. Bird just flew out. Oh, winter is lovely. I got my hot chocolate and my blankets ready. How's the weather that side? Do let us know, Isaac. Like I'm probably gonna get like a whole sweep of different weather since we're like global right now. I mean, South Africa Woolworths has to be wild, but I'll still try it. Oh yes, yeah, 100%. The Woolworths here, I think, is still doing pretty well. At least as far as I'm concerned. Joel saying, "Hope everyone is doing well today. Doing even better now that you're here with us, brother Bay. Thank you for joining us. Hearing that sound made me smile. I don't know why. I genuinely believe, when this is a little bit woo woo and out there, but this instrument apparently has been played more or for longer than any other instrument, in the way that it's been one of the original instruments that we made as human beings. So a part of me believes that hearing that instrument, it almost like elicits a part of our own humanity. But it's just a bird. It's a bird that flew into that thing. Make like a bonk. It's okay. So I believe, like, because that instrument has been a part of our humanity, and we might not have heard it that much in our normal day-to-day lives, and maybe at one point we were just like sitting around fires, like a whole group of people just making sounds, expressing themselves, in a way, maybe before we could even speak words, maybe before we can even speak words, that we could have used something like that. So it's a whole trip. It's a whole trip. Uh, Winter is ready. It's perfection right now. High 70s. We don't know. Like if it was like high 70s degrees Celsius, like it's just like Isaac. Oh, it's very nice. Like without like a shirt, maybe in shorts, on fire. It's fine. It's okay. This is nice. High 70s, a cold breeze, and it's nice and sunny. Thankful since the winter was a snowy one. Perfect day to get absolutely torched. Oh, Isaac, you're gonna have such a good time, friend. So much love to you. I hope it stays a beautiful day. I hope you get to spend some time with like Jazzy and the little critters. Pippi being a character in the back as well. Isaac, your energy is unreal today. It's beautiful, right? Like I was freaking giddy just like reading it. Hearing the sound makes me smile, relaxation. I've seen you before. You always dress really well and have an energy that impresses me. Thank you, Space. Man, I appreciate that. I mean, I've been dressing the same way for the last 514 days. Yes, basically, like I've been getting more scarves back onto the collection, which has been like beautiful. But I've been wearing the same shirts for the last 514 days, and I want to. I think maybe we'll continue wearing these shirts for another 500 days. Maybe around day 1000, we will have manifested the next, the next stage, the next revolution, the next world shifting change. If all goes well, yes. In the next 500 days, we'll start wearing something else. But thank you, friends. Stick around for it. I think music is just beautiful. How it hits you on a deeper level. It makes me think about the law of vibration and how it changes your frequency. At least that's how I understand it. But I might be mistaken. Oh, I think about it that way as well, Remo. And I think about it even in the way that we say words. Like, I cannot speak words without my jaw vibrating, and along my jaw vibrating, my cranium vibrating as well. So every single word I'm saying is vibrating my skull and my brain as a result of that as well, alongside with it, right? So if I'm gonna say stuff like that's gonna hurt me or stuff that makes me feel bad, not only am I feeling bad on a brain level, so from the inside out, but the vibrations going into my brain is also going to be bad words. So I don't want to say bad things to others or to myself anymore, because I'm doing it to myself first. And no, I love myself too much to do that to myself. Music is such a great way to decorate time. Oh, I love that. I love that so much, of fun. I think it was Toasty who recently shared his understanding of music in a way where it's like adding texture to time as well, or something like that, where it was like waves. You're adding these waves in your time, and then you can have like these oscillations of yourself in that time. But decorating time now, like these waves are like beautiful mosaic patterns, or mandalas, if you want to look at it from the top. Every dancing, even dancing is lovely too. That makes me so much sense, dude. We dance on the streams, dude. Like, dancing is a part of what it is I do. So like 100% dancing is magical. Oh wow, Javan, I love that. Right? Isn't it freaking beautiful? We can't hear without vibration either. Exactly. Like that's we literally hear ebbs and flows. Like we hear frequencies, and then we elicit meaning from that as well. Wow, Javan, I love that. I'm going to add that to my fractal of seeing time, like a great vessel or bowl to be filled. What a pretty ball. And you can fill these bowls like little edges, with these little mandala keys, or maybe like the bowl in and of its. Oh goodness, ooh, oh. So if this moment is a vessel to be filled with as much experience as possible, music could be like patterns, going up on this vessel, and then you can add even more experience, smiles, dancing to this vessel on top of the fact that it has these beautiful patterns on the vessel. Ooh, love that, Isaac. Love that, dude. I feel like dancing is a physical translation of how our souls are perceiving those sounds. We feel those waves and we try to recreate them with our wiggly limbs. Music, dude. Music flows from our beings. It's us. We are music. We are the dance. We are the painting and the painter. We're the everything, friends. It's all here in you right now. Love the image feedback. Growing fractals of visual imagination. Growing the brain. The middle of the fractal, the middle of the infinity symbol. Growing in both directions. I made it! Ooh! Dad is joining us. Thank you, Brother Babe, for sharing the space. Lots of energy today, Melt. I'm feeling good, Rex. I'm feeling like I'm aware of the lessons I'm learning, and I'm actually learning the lesson, and that makes me feel happy. It's a back and forth a little bit. Mm. Mm. That is water. I think that in times of feeling overwhelmed, that the way of thinking calms me. Time isn't something that can get away or chase you, just something that you to that just something for you to collect or to ignore. Ooh, ooh, you are the vessel scooping time, and you can be like, "Oh, look at that time," or you can be like, "Oh, take me time." Getting your cup all filled up. You are the cup. You are the spoon with which you eat the universe, friend. As the universe, eating yourself. That infinity symbol, you can scoop with both sides. You can be like scooping with the negative side. Damn it, more fractals in my brain. Thank you, Isaac. You can scoop with the negative side of the cup and be like, this tastes like shit. What the hell? Why? Or you can scoop with the positive side. Tastes like heaven on earth. Oh goodness, I love that so much. And you can decorate that one as well. Overwhelmed, try to collect and ignore. Wouldn't it be neat to somehow translate the vibrations of movement into sounds? Then music would sing to me in the way that I dance to it. So I actually believe that is coming, Jovan. There is this little instrument that you can press some buttons, and then depending on how you move the instrument, it makes music. So you could technically dance to your own rhythm that you want to step on, and you can map like a bodysuit to different sensors that actually notice like impact, and you can map those to like whole little chains. You can technically like do like a whole little hop, and then you can loop that little hop into like a hi-hat, and then you can like step on a bass and and a clap, and you can do all of that 100%, and it's not going to be as far away as we think. Like maybe at most 5 years. No, that might be a little bit ambitious. Like 5 years. 5 years. Let's say 5 years. 4 years and 4 months. 4 days, Jovan. We will be able to do that. There's so much cool stuff coming. We just have to be hopeful. We have to be loving of ourselves. We have to grow as much as we can, so we'll be equipped, with what we need. That makes my that idea makes my arms think. Give me the power, please. So I wish I could tell you what it's called, but there was this Kickstarter campaign where it's like a type of 3D printed holder for a smartphone, and then you load an app onto that smartphone, and then that app has like a synthesizer and different instruments, and you can like create different beat variations, and it has like a whole sequencing thing. Pretty interesting theory, but it only works for iOS, and I don't know if it actually took off, but
in concept, in theory, what they were trying to do there looks very beautiful for what music can look like going forward, where everybody would be able to make music. Like you would be the music, as you're mentioning, Jovan. However it is you move would be your music. And you can find sounds that you find you particularly enjoy with like a deep satisfaction, and then make those your sounds. And then you are the sounds, or at least the sequence in which the sounds get made. And oh goodness, it makes me happy just thinking about it. Right? And I've already thought about this in a way where that's what I'm going to do in the future. Like that is going to be my ultimate job. Not so like this, of course. We're going to continue doing this, but being able to create in that way, oh goodness, it's going to be the most pure of expressions that I can bring. And that dancer. Are we human or are we dancer? Mm, uh, Love everyone and agree twice. Love you, Jovan. Thank you. You too on B. The instrument is so cool. I want one. They're pretty cheap, Dad. They're pretty cheap, friend. Like don't spend any money you don't have. But you got this, dude. If you want one, you can have one. I feel for what instruments usually cost, spending $20. Think like maybe even less than $20 on an instrument isn't that bad. I'm not ginger, and while I do like lasagna, I don't become ravenous at the very thought of it. Garfield comment. I do not become. I mean, that sounds like something Garfield would say, though. So, you see, maybe that's our conundrum. Frankie Marie, thank you for the love, friend. I see you. Ducks are tight. They are pretty lit. Do you work? I'm working right now, Slim. This is my job, friend. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I also make works of art. I dance. I I want to say I do consultation. I don't know if that's the right word. I I listen. I listen. There we go. Sometimes I listen, and I allow what I hear to generate a response, and I share that response in hopes that it is something that would be beneficial. I do that as well. I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to be doing. Thank you for asking, friend, for caring. Whoa, thinking about what a dance would look like if the body was the instrument. It's going to be so cool because you're going to not only feel, you're not only going to move yourself randomly to create variation, but you'll be able to see variation. You can even like visualize music as well, of course, and then you'll be able to hear variation in your movements. It's, oh goodness, it's gonna change music in and of itself. Would goofy songs look goofy? Probably. I was like imagining what it would look like if I was making a goofy song, and for some reason I was kind of like hunched over and doing something like this, and I was like, what? That looks a little bit goofy, dude. So maybe I don't know, Jeff. I'm gonna get going. Enjoy the rest of the time together. Love you all. Peace. Thank you, Remo, for joining us, friend. Love to you. My 5-year-old self probably thought I was meant to be a Jedi by the time I was 18. My 5-year-old self imagined being an adult and living by myself, away from my parents, was going to be the littest thing ever. And then I moved out after finishing high school because that's what my 5-year-old self thought it wanted. And I paid for my own apartment and I bought my own toilet paper and I hated it. And then I moved to China and then I did all of that again, except without any of my loved ones. And I hated it even more. And then I was like, huh. So the problem isn't so much how much I'm getting paid. The problem isn't so much what it is I'm doing. The problem is being away from people that I love and not doing what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And that led to us doing what it is we're doing right now. Savina, and I had to make the mistakes. I had to do the things that I had to do to be where it is I am right now. And you might be doing things that you don't want to right now. And instead of lamenting about it like this is the end of the world, I can't continue like this, to start a strategy, an exit plan, in this moment, not being so concerned with not being able to do what it is you want to do, but planning over the next 5, over the next 10 years, how you can do what it is you want to do. And to look at it in that time frame instead of thinking of it in this, immediacy time frame. Like right now, I am sad. Right now, I am suffering, and right now, I cannot bear this reality. And then you just think about not bearing your reality, like this beautiful example of coming to the center of the universe. And all beings come to the center of the universe to give their problems back. And how the universe solves problems is it makes the problems you have fall off of you instantaneously. But then you have to pick up another problem. And then all of the beings have their problems fall off of them. And they gather into the center and they grab different problems. And you were last. And in the little center, there's one problem, a problem worse than the problem you have had before. Someone will always trade your problems for the problems that they have. So learn to be strong regardless of your problems, regardless of where it is you are right now, regardless of what is expected of you, because we have so much capacity and we have so much ability to change, to grow, to become even more than we've ever imagined we could be. Believe in yourself, friend, please. As cliche as it might be, you genuinely like deserve someone's belief, and that someone has to be you from the get-go. We suffer more in mind than we do in actuality. Love you, Auntie. I mean, it's Stoic philosophy, but I appreciate the love nonetheless. I thought it would have changed the world by now. It is already changing the world by now. I mean, you're changing my world actively, Auntie. You're doing it, friend. I always ask this for my interviewees, I guess, would love to know how you'd answer. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses 100 times out of 100 fighting the 100 duck-sized horses, dude? Like, I would be able to, I mean, they might like get a few like scoops out of my flesh. I'm really going through this fractal. They might like have a few like bites out of my flesh and out of my feet or something, but I can see myself being triumphant at the end of our glorious battle. I don't think it would be glorious. I think it would be savage and horrific. But the alternative, fighting a duck the size of a horse, and I just see it like absolutely mangling me, dude, like ripping my arms off and shit. I'm sorry. You did ask the question, Joel, so I have to give you the answers. And I do not see myself winning. Maybe if I have a spear. If I have a spear, maybe I stand a chance against the duck-sized horse. But Jesse, dude, that thing needs one bite on me, and I'm like wrecked, dude. It can like break my neck with a. Uh. So like 100% the 100 duck-sized horses. What are you talking about here? Love. Oh, ignorance is bliss, isn't it? Slim. Thank you for joining us, friend. You are me. I am you. We are all. Don't hurt yourself. Help yourself. Be nice to yourself. Flair, Star Child, thank you for knowing. Thank you for sharing that truth, friend. Thank you for the wholesome seal of approval. Purple outside says hello, brother, and thank you. Thank you, Brother Bay, for joining us. Allah Bismuth. I don't know about that, Purple. Love to you nonetheless. It's the hippie guy. Hey, Waka Waka. It's nice to see you here again. I'm back from a long walkie with my child. Thank you for joining us, Gav. It's nice to have you in this space again. The instrument projects a certain vibratory rate. Most people have a lower rate, so the higher rate makes them feel good. Okay, I didn't actually think about it that way, Molly, but thank you for sharing it in that way. Now I have an extra little reason to. I appreciate that. Fun fact, it's those vibrations in your throat that move throughout your mouth, ears, head, and ears that alter how you hear your voice, which is why it always sounds off when you hear it played back from a recording. That is true. That is true. I fortunately have become desensitized to the way my voice sounds on a recording. It's still odd, but I'm like, yes, okay, that's how I sound. If I may, some good vibes. My friend, I'm having a heavy energy morning. I'm seeing like almost like a Mjolnir's hammer, it was like a big solid block, and then it had like a stem coming up, and that stem had like steel coming. a little bit up and then slightly tapering in and then coming back up again and then folding over it. And then that tapering into it, it was like expanding out. It kept the taper, but it was expanding out and then coming back in again, almost like in a breathing way. So sending you the power of a hammer. So much love to you, Diana. Thank you. Very anxious. Maybe you should stand strong. You know? Maybe that's what it's supposed to mean. I don't know. I have a flight in 2 days that has me. You got this, friend. You know, it's safer to fly than it is technically to drive to the grocery store and buy something. And I know sharing that statistic doesn't help. And I know you know that statistic, but you got this. You are more than a statistical significance. You are beautiful. Like your very presence, your loving essence will make that plane fly a little bit straighter, you know, hit a little bit less of an air wobble. Just you being there, you know, who knows? Maybe without you getting on that plane, the people might be in danger. So go and do your duty, Diana. Lower vibration is not so good. It's true. 40 minutes in, feeling normal. Isaac might have ascended and bonded with the THC. There is no return to human life. You know what I'm imagining, Isaac? I'm imagining like a Dr. Manhattan scene, dude, where you're just like, you disintegrate and then you reintegrate. I don't know if that's the way you say it. You reintegrate, having bonded completely, meshed in. THC molecules are now suddenly directly in a tri structure DNA helix, you know, and you have the ability to transcend to different realities just with the thought of them. Clips out of this universe. Is like, what the fuck just happened? Where did Isaac go? Where did Isaac go? Thank you again for the love. Sending so much love to Diana. Peace of mind. Balance in your life. You have got this, friend. You will be on the other side of those moments before you even know it. Thank you. It's for Anisa's graduation, and I'm so proud of her. I'm just a little scared. There's nothing to be scared of, Diana. You know, like, there is literally nothing to be scared of. Not even death is something to be scared of. And I'm not encouraging you to seek it out, ever, you know, but you cannot be anywhere else other than in this moment. And if you're scared on that plane in this moment, and you can, and I can already see you feeling it in this moment, looking at this plane, you know, seeing the seats in front of me, looking out the window, having a little bit of tension in my chest, you can think about this moment, and there we are, right here with you, as we are right now. You know, and I know it's a whole trip, but that's how it works. You're never separate. You were so loved, Diana. Thank you, Shannon. I struggle with anxiety and flying alone and leaving the kids behind. That has me a little shaken. They'll feel you as well, Fred. Taking a fifth. No, Isaac, that's a bad idea. That is a bad idea. You know, all of like the whole four caps thing, I don't think that was necessarily a bad idea. But taking more, that's what they want you to do. That's like the THC goblins in your brain being like, let's fuck with this dude a little bit. Let's roll with this dude a little bit. I'm sorry. I just want to stop cursing completely. That's something that I want to do. I don't want to curse. I don't want to say those words. I don't want my brain to feel those words. No, absolutely not. Raw instead. But like they get you like that. They're like, oh, these edibles ain't raw, and then the edibles raw. Then they're really raw. Flight anxiety is totally normal, friend. Those feelings are valid, but just feelings. See the hurdle as a great strength that you have. After once it's done, you know you can handle it. So I shouldn't cancel the flight? No, please don't cancel the flight, Diana. Imagine how much your niece will love seeing you. Even in this flight anxiety, love is true. The reason you're gonna get on this flight is because of love. And after the flight is done, love is gonna be the same truth that you know, run into the arms of as well. So love is gonna be true, friend. You got this, Diana. I believe in you. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Mel. So sorry it's been long since I've made a stream. It's okay. Hand shoes. Here you are. Right now, friend. Like we've never been anywhere else before. 44, 33% battery life right now. Nice synchronicities. It's nice to have you here. And your message came through at 11 minutes, or at least tells me 11 minutes. Thank you for joining us, Hand Shoes. You are here now, friend. That's what's important. How have you been? How's life been treating you? No, you shouldn't, friend. No cancel. Just push through that intense strength, passion, and fire you have. You got this, Diana. We love you, friend. You are more powerful than me, than anything. You know, all you have to be is that power, to believe that you have that power. Hey, Alexandre, thank you for joining us, friend. You still in America? Back in France? I think you might have told me last time, but for some reason you did so. I think mildly, vaguely. Give me the deets, dude. Give me the juicy details. Tell me everything. Folks that don't know, you hear you through my phone and say her voice is so nice, and I love Pepe. Pepe, please, thank you. Not my water. uh, no object permanence awareness. No, I can just walk over things and they fall over. I don't have to walk around them. They fall over when I walk over them. Why would I? Why would I walk around them, Dad? They fall over. Yeah, I know, Poopy. I know they fall over. Still in America until Wednesday. Thank you for letting me know. Going to a basketball game this afternoon. Is it gonna be your first? I've never been to a basketball in my life, dude. How cool! I love her voice. As we love yours, Gob Nugget. Your voice, like literally inspires giddy joy within inside my heart when I think about and hear it. Pomegranates help with problems. I don't know about that, but they might have some antioxidants. So unimaginably grateful for that. Forces hug upon here. Come, come here, let me hug you. No, don't hug me. Yes, let me hug you. On B. Jumping off here. Thank you for the love on B. So much love to you. Terpillis for the love. Joe Bot, best bot. She is quite something. As all of you are. Thank you for sharing these moments with me. Could be doing better, Melt. Things just keep coming up one day after another. It's been a long time since I've had a break. Whew. Breathe with me. Just a little bit. Hand shoes. Let's take that break. On a visceral and real level. That's why I do these streams, right? Like this is your opportunity to take a break. So breathe with me. Just think of this breath that you're taking. Every single breath, you are taking a break. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break. I'm melting more. I'm relaxing. I'm acknowledging the infinity. I'm acknowledging the power that I have to experience anything at all. I'm acknowledging that I can continue melting infinitely. That this experience of feeling like, oh, can you believe even more nonsense? Can you believe even more nonsense? Oh goodness, the life is gonna throw me even more nonsense now. Oh, there we go, more nonsense. Look at that. I knew it. I knew there was gonna be even more nonsense. And yet here you are, going through all of it, friend. You have been going through all of it by breathing. So in this moment, we can take a break. Instead of breathing to get through something, breathing just to have this break. Taking a break to breathe. You are loved. Hand shoes. You are so, so loved, friend. Have a wonderful day. Your positivity is always contagious. Much love to you, friend. So I have to do it every day, friend. Like I figured out that I can infect people with positivity just using sounds. Maybe using some facial expressions. Maybe using some wacky scarves and weird shirts. So now I have a job, friend. I have something that I need to be doing. And if I wasn't doing it, if I wasn't continually showing up, you haven't been here for a while, as you said. And if I didn't continue showing up like we do, you coming back to this space, you would have found nothing instead of something. And here we are, being the something instead of nothing. Two sides of the same infinity, friend. Literally, two sides of the same infinity. Melt and more. Like, you are the thing that makes these streams more than just a stream. Like, if it wasn't for you, friends, what am I actually doing? I'm doing nothing if it's not for you, friends, listening to me and experiencing these things with me, thinking about these ideas with me. And that is the value. And that's why That's why I keep thanking you, friend, so profusely, because it's you. You are the ones that have allowed this. You are the ones that have created this. You are the earth, allowing the earth to communicate to the earth instead of plugging your ears doing something else right now. It's an honor beyond what I can communicate to you, friends. But I do know that I try. I do know that you know that I try. Love to you all. I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you, Diana. You can do anything without us, but you don't have to do it without us, friend. We love you so much. Still in America until Wednesday. Thank you again. So much love to you all, Diana. Find relaxation today and realize that you can't make anything easier with worrying. And I'm not worried about such a strong friend. So if anything, trust me. There we go. I also don't worry about you, Diana. So, if you mind my judgment at all, you don't have anything to worry about. Meep Morp! Transmission processed. Goodness, what Meep Morp as a little notification tone kind of makes me happy, Gob. Meep Morp! Meep Morp! Dude, I think I might unironically actually record Meep Morp and set it as my notification sound. I don't know if I'll actually do that, but the fractal makes me laugh every single time I hear it. Thank you. Thank you, beloved friends. Love you, Diana. Love you, Gobbledygoo. Love you, Hand Shoes. Love you, Jofa. Love you, Molly. Love you, friends. Like all of you here right now, just because I'm not naming you by name doesn't mean I love you any less. Because I know all that I am is the I that we are. So it is as me looking at me, telling myself that I love you. Okay? I love you, friend. You are loved. You cannot go into the world believing that you're not loved because here I am, loving you right now. Meet more, melt more. Thank you, Gobbledygoo, for sharing all the love you do. See you, friends, again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, beloved friends, Shannon, Melton friends. Love to you. Thank you so much for joining us. See you, friends, again tomorrow.